speak.
I'll start the recording.
Well, let's do the AI summary then.
Okay, there she is. Hey, Rupa. Good morning. Okay, I call the meeting to order. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today and being here for the member meeting. And I hope you'll be able to stay for the Regional Gem concert as well. This is terrific. Thank you so much. So Tina and Marilyn and I are in the same room, and the rest of you are not. So let's get started on the agenda. I just want to thank you all again for coming and for your participation in our wonderful organization and the support of storytelling and storytellers. So thank you all for coming to our annual meeting. Shags, our most important financial guy, treasurer.
Well, as I usually say at our annual meetings for our report, we got money.
A good
And
thing.
we've got money because we are good stewards, and what we aim to do with every project is at least break even, make a little money, and third, it's okay if we invest a bit in our storytelling community by dipping into our funds. So last year we brought in a total of $50,573.11, which was very good, mostly because of BASF 2024, 25,000 of which that 45 were support donations from two big funders. So we're very grateful for that. Our administrative costs ran $6,500. Our programming costs were $40,982, 31,000 of which was BASF. So we added $3,000 to our bottom line last year. And that's pretty much it. At the end of the year, we still had available almost $3,900 for the Jenny Fund, and that is our Jenny Education Fund for storytelling in the schools, which you will hear about soon. And that's about all I've got, unless there are any questions. Who are the big funders? One is an anonymous, and the other one were friends of Brandon's from the school. I don't remember the name.
Yes. Are there questions?
One was the architectural firm
Right.
that did the design of the theater, the new theater at Sonoma Academy, and the other one was one of the primary architects and his wife.
Yes. So appreciative.
But the big one was anonymous and wishes to remain that way.
We so appreciate that.
But
Any
it was
questions
also
for
a connection through Sonoma Academy, so we are.
Yeah. Any questions for
back.
Shags? I'm sorry?
So we are going back.
Yes, we certainly are, and we'll hear more about that in a little bit. Okay, next on our agenda, I have the genre stories, and Ed is not able to be here today, so I just want to say that that continues, and it's really been fun and super to have that program, which was his idea. I think we're in our third year or heading to the fourth. It's amazing. So upcoming May 21st is Legends, Urban and Traditional. And then we continue through the year. We're looking for good MCs, and we're working on an MC training. So Tina and I are taking the lead on that, and the people, Sue Kessler at Artists Standing Strong Together, is going to be involved as well. So we're making it broader than our group alone. So that's exciting. Hi, OJ, good to see you. So Rupa, would you like to share storytelling in the schools and make our plea?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. We had a good year. We did something different. To begin with, last fall, we funded a storytelling project, a big one actually, in the Chula Vista area near San Diego, and this was headed by David Smith. And he had written a book about the legends of Proctor Valley, and he wanted to take this into schools. And so turned out that it was performed for students of all ages in public schools, along with a bunch of very excellent San Diego storytellers. And let's see, we have the names of the schools here if anybody's interested, but there were totally 18 performances, and the tellers were compensated from our Jenny Fund, and that was a big success, I hear. So we're grateful for that. So we're doing things outside the box and looking for such, unique projects. And then Mindy Donner used our help to conduct a mini residency in Coronado, and I think some of those students performed at the Coronado Festival, right, Marilyn? And they were also these were also Title I. So the Title I school and composed of active military families. And our own brother Ben, he took storytelling into Oakland schools, like Laurel and Lincoln Elementary, and he's continuing to take storytelling there. And do you want to add a few things, brother Ben?
Well, just that I just completed like a 1 month storytelling session at Lincoln Elementary School in Oakland. And it's a Title I school in Chinatown, 96% Asian, 9% Latino, 2% Filipino, like 30 different languages. And met with the principal. She had a meeting with the teachers. 3 teachers responded that they would be interested and wanted me to link stories to earth science curriculum that they were doing. And so I was able to do that through a personal story about my grandfather, who was a well digger, and the kids really loved it. So it was an amazing 3-week experience. I spoke to the entire kindergarten class, 2 5th grade classes, and 1 3rd grade class. So great experience. And it's a great way to do storytelling in schools if you can link whatever is happening. And most of these elementary schools are doing earth science, so it's a good subject focus.
Mm, mm. And
That's
Rupa,
great.
tell us about getting other schools.
Yes, so that my appeal now is to extend this to, other parts of California, not just Bay Area and SoCal. So I would like to enlist people who have connections with Title I and underserved schools, so we could take it maybe in the Central Valley and all those areas that we haven't served so far. So I am going to be putting out a request in the newsletter, as well as something out to all our members, because we have the funds and we want to use it for this wonderful cause, and we will happily support any proposal that comes our way, like the other Chula Vista one that came, and we are willing to be flexible and consider anything that sounds like it's serving the populations we're looking for. So yes, Liz.
This is so great to hear. Thank you, everybody, for this amazing work. I have 2 questions. One is, does the storyteller or storytellers who are going into the schools, do they have to be a SAC member in order to fund this? That was my first question. That's probably a yes or no. Quick.
Not necessarily.
We have had only SAC members, but somehow do this, and I think maybe we would request the same thing like we do for genre. If you're not a member, you can, because you can apply your honorarium towards this.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. But the schools have to be in California. We are willing. Suppose somebody wants to do something on Zoom from another state, but for a California school, that works. We've done that in the past. So we are open to that. And also we do offer, now that we're going in person, the honorarium, we've upped it a little bit, to cover travel costs and such. So it's $100 for a short session. And then if you do it on Zoom, it's $50. So I hope we can spread the word and, get more opportunities.
Yeah, in terms of like talking to people about it. My second question was, how, I wonder whether we have gotten any good publicity for SAC from local media outlets, from sponsor, as making like for these, especially I'm thinking of the one that Dave did, which was about, it was all about local history or whatever. And just, this is an opportunity to
Yeah.
to do that. And I just wonder, have we had
Yeah,
it? Or how
Dave,
could we get more?
Mhm.
Or
Sorry, yeah, Dave's got a lot of publicity, and I think he was interviewed. And Marilyn, please feel free to add to that. And his report has that information. That he got a lot of publicity, and it was very well received. So we are hoping that the other projects have been kind of on a smaller scale. Going to school assemblies and classrooms. So this has been our biggest project, and we funded almost, I think, about $2,000.
Oh, Liz, we need
yeah.
a publicity chair. That would be fabulous.
He just volunteered.
Okay, good to know, good to
I
know.
can't volunteer right now, but it's in my mind. You guys know that it's in my mind.
Super,
But
super.
I apologize, but I cannot volunteer for that right now.
That's okay, that's okay.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
good for us to keep in mind and think about anything that we're doing, who might be interested in the area that would help support our efforts. Good,
Yes.
thank you.
And I am going, we did start out with a small committee, and we haven't met in a while, but I'm going to, revisit that. And, we need to brainstorm all over again with, the changes that are happening. So I hope to do that pretty soon. Yeah.
Yes, and Marilyn says, it's hard to give free stuff away for some reason. So we're working on it.
Okay,
Thank you, Rupa. Okay. And thank you so much for your leadership in that committee. It's been really powerful. Thank you so much. Yes. Tina, you want to say a bit about storyline, please?
Have you all been getting and reading your storyline? Yay, okay. Sarah is the editor. I'm the associate editor. I kind of put it together. The next issue is coming out in July. And of course, it'll have pictures of BASF and articles on the storytelling in schools, everything that you've just been hearing about. But we would love to have contributions from our SAC members too. If there's something kind of cool and interesting going on. Liz, I know you did a wonderful one on the storytellers at the Asian Art Museum. And Rupa, you're always contributing great stuff. But anyone else who's got good things happening in their area, or anyhow, send Sarah pictures and copy if you can, or at least information, and we'll turn it into an article for you. Anything else, Sarah? All right, thank you.
I have one question. Tina, what's the deadline for the July?
We'd love to have the stuff by the beginning of June, but of course, because it's going to be covering the BASF things, it'll probably be a later July issue. So let's say June 20th. How's that? And yes, Ben, we will make room for your Juneteenth event.
Okay, great.
So give us pictures.
All right.
So I just want to say we have two folks from this area who just arrived, David Schmidt, that we've been extolling the virtues of, and OJ Mosen, and we're here for the festival that's coming on after the regional gym. So it's pretty exciting. A lot going on today. Thank you. Okay, so now, see, I had Ashton listed. She's not able to come today, but she's taken over the work that Marian Ferrante did for so many years so well. Thank you, Marian. Wrangling the swap groups throughout the state. and making sure for each issue of storyline that the information was correct. And so Ashton, who lost her home in the Altadena fire, continues to do that, and we're so grateful for her participation and wishing her well.
Yeah.
Okay, Claire
Or she's okay. to-
Castell, would you talk a little bit about the C for AT project and then Monkey House if you'd like? You're muted.
Well, as many of you know, Ben and Ed and I volunteered to be part of this CCAT. Let's see, how do we, this Center for Accessible Technology. I always had to look it up. Grant. And their focus is to provide access to computers and technology for people with disabilities. And I think they started out with children for schools, and then they've expanded to adults. You know, because everybody has to use computers and phones and email and everything now. So we each got assigned 3 students, and it was just a fabulous experience. I can't tell you how much I loved it. My people, Team Claire, as I called it, they were great. We had the funniest stories and the most heart-wrenching stories. And their stories were not about, oh, how I got over my disability. They were just true life in 2 cases, and one did include her disability, which is great. I don't know if they learned more from me or I learned more from them. It was just a wonderful experience getting to know these people. And maybe Ben, you can speak about your folks too.
Well, it was a great experience, something totally new, and they had some great stories, very emotional when you find out about the amount of challenges that they had to overcome. And 3 of my tellers all had, in addition to their disability, they had some serious health issues as a result of their disabilities. And unfortunately, they couldn't make the showcase. And tragically, one of them died shortly thereafter, and which was a heartbreaker. And so, Claire, Sarah, we have the recording from one of the training sessions that he told.
Right.
So, want to restore that because he was going to tell a dynamite story about, having to deal with the fact that he was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life and how he resented it at first, but then once he came to grips with it, how it was a lifesaver for him. So, want to get that when we get together and figure out how we can include that if we have some kind of archival material. But it was
Great.
a wonderful experience. I know Ed had a similar experience as well.
Yeah, Guy Thomas is the friend we lost. But so glad that you were able to work with him and get a story. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful guy. So this was so cool. This was a grant from the city of Berkeley that Lisa Wall, who's on the board of the Center for Accessible Technology, as am I, was able to get for us. And it included advice from Regina Stoop, we're so grateful for, and 3 storytellers. And each of them started out with 3. A couple folks had to drop out, and it was all on Zoom that they met weekly or every other week and crafted stories with their mentors. And then we had a showcase for those who were able to come. So very, very exciting. And we're thinking about doing it again. Although what we would like to see in place is that the mentors would be people with disabilities. So there would be that extra level of understanding and starting from that place of really knowing what a lot that was going on. So thank you so much to Claire and Ben and Ed it was a really successful project I'm really proud of. I'm so glad that we could do that. Ah, okay, thank you. Well, Brandon is our erstwhile fabulous secretary, has been for many years, and has done a number of projects. And the one that he's actually passing on this year, that I wanted him to talk a little bit about, is the San Francisco Free Folk Festival. And anything else you'd like to add too, Brandon?
Thank you. I guess we've been doing, this is probably the 5th or 6th year. There was a break for COVID where the folk festival didn't meet. It used to be at Everett Middle School in San Francisco, and it has moved to Golden Gate Park right in front of the DeYoung Museum. So it's outdoors. And there are 4 performance areas, little tents with chairs. And then there is the big bandstand for some of the larger performances. And for the past 3 years, it's been in the park, and I've done collaborations with Dana Sherry and then with Brother Ben, who was with me last year. And we had a lot of fun. The audience members kind of come and go, but we did a performance, half hour each, and then we followed that up with a workshop. And we we had probably about 25 people constantly at the workshop, but they weren't always the same people. And y- it was funny because I always worried that the sound of banjos and harmonicas was going to bleed into our performance, but it turned out it was the opposite. It was my stentorian voice that was disturbing the banjos. So they always aim me the other way toward the De Young Museum. But I will be in Indonesia this summer, where my wife is from, and so Ben Tucker is going to be running the 2 hours that we've been given by the Folk Festival Committee. And so, Ben, you might want to say a few words. Are you going to run it the same way, a concert and then a workshop? Is that what you have planned?
No, it's actually going to be different, Brandon,
Oh, okay.
since
Sorry.
you will be away with leave. I,
On
I'm just
assignment.
going to do the performance and not the workshop. So
Yeah.
it'll be a 1 hour session because the workshop takes some doing, uh, working with back and forth and all of that. So a performance.
And people coming and going, wasn't
Coming
it?
and going, but it's a great event. It's challenging, a lot of competition, from musicians and dancers. And so you have to kind of be like a carnival barker and say it, hey, it's storytelling time. Come one, come all.
Yeah.
And try to gather the people in there. And holding them is another
Mhm.
another issue altogether. But you have to be kind of fluid and just keep the ball rolling, even if you're talking to the air. But it's a beautiful environment. If you're in the Bay Area, come on out. Golden Gate Park is a wonderful setting, and you can do all kind of great things afterwards as well.
Is it
And
July 12th this year?
Yes,
Yeah. And that
Saturday.
coincides with the NSN conference, um, which is why a lot of people can't make it from the board. But yeah, I just haven't made it to the NSN conference, so I've been doing this. And Ben,
Appreciate-
it's going to be great with you doing it. I appreciate that.
Always have fun. I love Golden Gate Park.
And it was a pleasure to work with you
Yep.
last year too. You're such a great collaborator.
Thank you. And if any of you come out, dress in layers. It can be cold and windy out there, and it could be a beautiful, bright day. Never can tell.
All of our handouts went blowing off at one point into a fountain.
Story.
It's all part of the show.
Right.
San
That's right.
Francisco.
And it's the free folk festival.
Yes.
So
Yep.
come
Free.
one, come all, and wander among the all the things that are going on, and as you get ready for your storytelling session. So, and Claire, I think that's where we met you, Claire Hennessy, years ago at one of the folk festivals at the school, right?
Yes, I did one years ago. Yes,
Yeah,
long time when it was in that funny school. Yeah.
in the school, yeah. So that's where we met Claire.
And
Okay.
also they have great food trucks. That's a big draw too. So you can get a great lunch out there and food from all over the world.
And say the date again, please, Brandon.
July 12th.
July 12th.
It's
Okay.
a Saturday and it's all day long.
Well-
Well, it's noon. It starts at noon.
12 to 5.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. So we'll get a report about that after another wonderful event. Thank you. And Ben, you're up for Juneteenth. Tell us about Juneteenth festival.
Okay, Juneteenth. This is the second year that SAC is sponsoring Juneteenth. We're really excited about year two. We've learned a lot. We have a committee with Tina, Ashton, and Camille has joined us this year. Thank you, Camille, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Our first Juneteenth is going to be in Los Angeles. Tina has organized a great program. It's going to be in person, and it'll be on June 8th at the Mary McLeod Bethune Library. I got that right, Tina?
Actually, it's June 7th,
That's a Sunday, right?
Saturday.
Oh, it's a Saturday. Okay. June 7th. Okay, let me make that change. June 7th I got the library correct, right? The
Very
location. Okay. Do you want to say anything about that, Tina? Who's on the lineup?
Let's see. Well, okay. Jonathan Tipton Myers is on the lineup. Ben Tucker is on it. There's a poet named Bianca, sorry, I can't remember her last name, and a musician, Jason Luckett, that are appearing that I know of so far, and one more teller that hasn't quite confirmed yet. So it should be a fun program.
Great. And I'm glad that it's in a site by a wonderful woman, Mary McLeod Bethune, great educator back in the day. And then our second Juneteenth will be on Zoom, and that'll be the June genre series. And Ed has dedicated a June genre to be the Juneteenth month. And he will do his program on Zoom, and that'll be June 18th in the evening, the usual genre time and the usual time slot and day. And so we're excited about that, and we're very appreciative of Ed dedicating his June genre to Juneteenth. Wonderful gesture on his part. And then
That was wonderful. The June genre gesture. Good. Yes. Good job, Ben. Good job.
it all came natural. And then our third will be in Berkeley. So excited. And it's going to be held at the Monkey House, and that'll be June 22nd and at 2 p.m. And it's a wonderful local performing artist theater, and some of you have been there before. And we have a wonderful lineup. We have Kirk Waller, we have Lois Kinksey, and also Camille will be on the bill as well as myself. So looking forward to that as well. And that will be an in-person locale as well. So really excited about our three. Encourage you, if you're in the area, to please drop by any of those. And of course, with the genre, you can zoom in from any area that you reside in. You had a question, Liz?
I realized I could put it in the chat, but could we have a special SAC email to all members that lists all the Juneteenth events?
Yes, this is a SAC sponsored event.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think would be awesome to have.
Yeah. Tina, you want to respond?
We would love to do that. And let me also mention that OJ Mozon is in the room as a live person. And I know he does a lot of Juneteenth events in San Diego. And if you wanted to get SAC sponsorships for your events, OJ, I would just ask. Okay.
And my wife is gonna be one of the tellers for the set genre.
Oh, Almena Mozan, OJ's wife, is going to be one of the tellers for the genre. So you'll get to see her online. Everybody can see that one. That's great. Thanks, OJ.
And also, OJ was one of our featured stories in the genre at the last year's Juneteenth, and he did a wonderful job also. So thank you, OJ.
Welcome.
Terrific. Yes, a great idea, Liz. We certainly will send that out and list as many celebrations as we can that we know about. That'd be super.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Claire Hennessy.
Hi.
Something happening right before the Berkeley Juneteenth event.
Yes, just something small. If you want me to share my screen, I can give you the latest schedule, but Shags, you'll have to make me a co-host to do that. So I'll wait while Shags does that. But we've just come up with the most likely schedule that we're going to, might be the odd tweak, but this is going to be it. But the Bay Area Storytelling Festival is happening on the 20th and 21st of June at Sonoma Academy, where Brandon works, in Santa Rosa. It's the same thing. So Shags, have I got, oh, I'm co-host, perfect. Let me go and share my screen. And okay, so we've got 4 wonderful tellers. We've got Brandon Leake, David Thomason, Willie Claflin, and Charlotte Blake Alston. Wow, such an amazing lineup. And then you can see the schedule. So on Friday evening, we're having Sunset Stories, which is all the feature tellers, plus a couple of very special guests in the form of Anne and Norm. Anne Rutherford and Norm Brecky, who live not that far now. They've moved down to California, so they're going to come and go into Sunset Stories as well. So it's going to be a fabulous evening on Sunday. It was sold out last year. We do food and wine and beer and things like that, and then fantastic stories. So that will sell out, just so you know. And then all day Saturday, we'll start at 10 o'clock with our opening olio. Then we've got a break, and then we'll have 2 different things going on at the same time. Everything's going to be either live streamed or recorded, so you can watch it afterwards, so don't worry. And then Dovey and Willie are going to do their A Space Oddity, which is the show they're touring around, which is supposed to be amazing. And there's also an open mic in the lunchtime break, and that was absolutely packed last time. We didn't have enough time for everybody who wanted to sign up. So if you come, make sure you put your name on the list as quick as you can. Then we're going to have a youth performances with Brandon Leake. He won season 15 of America's Got Talent. He works with the youth over in Stockton, and he has an awful lot of youth programs. So that Brandon and our very own Brandon Spars are going to get together and come up with some sort of performance. And then we've got the SAC member showcase. So people have been applying to come to the SAC member showcase. We might be moving rooms around. We're not quite sure where everything's going to land at the moment, but give you a rough idea. And in fact, yeah, I think that is when it is. So that'll be in the afternoon. Tina's been on the committee for that, and there's 5 tellers that have been chosen, and we are going to write to everybody who didn't get in this year to let them know. But if you weren't chosen this year, absolutely, you'll be on the list for next year. And then we'll close out again with a wonderful closing ceremony. And we had the Taiko drummers, one of which is Brandon's fantastic wife. And last year it was utterly magical. I can't tell you, goosebumps everywhere. It was like some wonderful performance that you would see on Broadway or something. So that's what's happening. Come along, you can come whatever you like. You can come just for Friday, you can come all day Saturday, half days, just single sessions, whatever you can afford. And if you're really struggling, then write to us, and we've got some scholarships available as well. So I think that's everything. Is there any? We'd love, oh sorry, let me just put a punt in for this. If anybody else wants to donate or be a sponsor in any way, please contact us, because we could definitely do them. And we haven't got this wonderful anonymous sponsor this year, but they were amazing. So I'm really hoping that we can have some other sponsors. So if you feel like it, anything from 100 upwards would be very grateful. And obviously volunteers. Liz, you've got a question.
Yes, will there be anything like the silent auction or a
Yes.
sale, or tell us about those things?
Yes, so Jean
And
Ellison
what help you need for them, you know.
Yeah, Jean Ellison's doing that, and she will definitely be sending out emails and things all about that, probably a little bit nearer the time, but she'll be working on it now. But it was really successful last year. She does the most amazing job. People donate fantastic stuff. I couldn't believe it. So absolutely, please, if you've got anything, then Bay Area Storyfest@gmail.com. So that's thing. But if you go to the website, which is the most information is on the 6 Feet Apart website, which is sfapshows.com. So the initials of 6 Feet Apart Productions, sfapshows.com. And then you click through to the Bay Area page and we've got the schedule on there. We've got tickets, we've got the bios and anything you want to know. And if you want to contact us, that's the way to go.
And do we have any vendors lined up yet, or what's?
Yeah, we've got some booksellers and we're selling all the obviously the tellers information. We are reaching out to other people in the area and they're wanting to take tables. So we're going to be looking at all that. So if anybody wants to be a vendor, then obviously get in contact.
Tom and Sandy Farley will be running the bookstore again. So that's with puppets and books. So that'll
Such
be
a brilliant job there.
Yeah.
So many fabulous things to get.
Thank you, Claire. Brandon, did you want to add anything about the beautiful theater or anything?
This year, we're working with the city of Santa Rosa. They've given us a small grant of $4,000. And hopefully, you know, if we build a relationship with them, that will grow in the following years. I know they give up to $10,000 to some of the other events. And then this year, we will be featuring the first display of the private papers and book collection of the storyteller Martha Sjogren. The family donated all of her papers and books to our school library, and so we're preparing a display with some biographical information in honor of her. She passed away about a year ago.
Yeah. Wonderful, thank you. And also the city of Berkeley has worked a little deal, I think, with the La Quinta Hotel. So if you want to spend the night, make it a destination weekend, we'll be publishing that link so that you can get that discount as well.
I think this is Santa Rosa, not Berkeley.
I'm sorry.
A little bit further from
Yeah.
it. But the kids
Santa
is a very close hotel and they've got a discount. And the link is on our website as well. And that link will take you through to the discounted rate.
And it's already figured in, so you just follow the link and then make your reservation. Yeah, Santa Rosa. Everything's happening in Santa Rosa that weekend, guys. Just don't
Place
pay
to be.
attention to me. Okay, except for then Juneteenth in Berkeley on Sunday. So that would be way fun to round out your Bay Area weekend. Okay, so we're down to Regional Jam. And I'm going to turn it over to Marilyn and Tina to talk about today and the future.
As you know, today we're honoring our SAC Regional Gem for this year, who's John St. Clair, who's going to be doing a concert just following this meeting. And I hope you'll all be here for that. And Tina and I really enjoy working on the SAC Regional Gem Committee. And of course, as you know, the odd years are Southern California. We don't know if that was, you know, by design, but the even years are storytellers from Northern California. So we will be collecting suggestions and nominations for SAC Regional Gem for storytellers from Northern California. And sometime between now and August, please. I mean, that's plenty of time. You probably have somebody in mind right now that you would like to suggest. And so all the procedures are on the SAC website, and we just really look forward to seeing who you'd like to honor. So a California storyteller who has contributed a lot to storytelling in California.
Did you want to say that? Nothing to add. Marilyn's covered everything. Thank you.
Super. Okay. Thank you so much. It's such a privilege to be able to honor folks. It's very cool. So John St. Clair will be here. Do you have the certificate handy I could show people or no?
Sure.
Yeah, Tina has done, again, a wonderful job of preparing a certificate that we'll be presenting to John today. And we also have a beautiful bromeliad plant that she found.
You'll have to hold it to your chest
Yes.
there. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think they can see it. Oh no, how do we? No?
It's not showing.
It's because of using a
If you
virtual
temporarily
background.
remove your background, we'll be able to see it.
Move
Yeah,
my
remove your
background.
background.
So I go to
Yeah,
video.
videos.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Video. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, no, videos is right. And then
Adjust background and effects.
Yeah.
I guess.
Background effects.
Take this
Just go to
on,
none.
Go to
Yeah.
none. Okay, you
There
can see
you
where I
are.
am.
Now you can
Now
hold
you
it
can
up.
hold it up.
Yeah.
Is that?
There you go.
Hey, looks just like him.
It's a beautiful thing. Let me read what it says. Storytelling Association of California presents the 2025 Regional Gem Award to John St. Clair in recognition of your many years of helping keep storytelling alive in the Inland Valley and beyond as a storyteller, educator, swap leader, tech wizard, and tireless volunteer. The Storytelling Association of California is grateful for your passion in helping others find their voice, John, and we are proud to present you with the 2025 Regional Gem Award, presented on April 26, 2025 at the Southern California Story Swap Festival in Vista, California. So I think he'll like it a lot. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Tina.
He was very surprised to get things. I think.
Good. That we love it when that happens. We love it when that happens. Okay, so we are at the end of my agenda and we're open for questions. And we'll close down in a few minutes and of the meeting, although the room will be open if people want to chat with each other. And then we'll be moving to another part of the church for the Regional Gem concert. So are there questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, suggestions? OJ, please.
Just that I was at request was just made that we gather by the registration table before we go for the concert.
Okay.
After the meeting's over, then we go by the registration table.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yes. Don't just stay sitting here. Just go. There's lots happening out there. I saw some storyteller dolls and things. Anyway, thank you, OJ. Okay. Any other questions, comments? Please, Nick.
Yeah, I was wondering, has SAC ever considered having a position on the board for publicity related matters? And
Sure.
The reason I ask is because I help run a concert series for folk music, and we discovered that people's publicity habits changed during COVID.
Ah.
And when our group changed the way we do publicity, we've been selling out all the concerts.
Don't let him leave. Don't let him leave this room.
And so it's like, I think one of the changes that we made that was very beneficial was to have people from outside the regular suspects looking at publicity and doing publicity based on their own experiences. And that has just blossomed.
Fabulous. Thank you. We will certainly be in touch. That's exciting. That's very exciting because we're always struggle with trying to reach people outside of our community who would be interested and just have no idea, you know, and how we shape the story for them to say, huh, I'll try that out, you know, check it out. So anything.
Sarah Armstrong, Nick Smith. Nick Smith, Sarah Armstrong.
Nick used to be on our board. Nick was on our board. We know briefly. Yeah.
One of the problems was the board meetings were 400 miles away from me.
Before Zoom. Before
Before
Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah. So yes, good to see you. Thank you so much. Wow. Any other thoughts, comments, suggestions? Anybody on my screen?
David, anything to David, you missed the part where we were giving you plaudits for the wonderful work that you did.
Oh, I missed the applause.
Storytelling.
You did. Let's see if I can turn this camera so you guys can
David's
see.
right here now. I don't know if you, here, I'm gonna take my background out so that you can see the whole room here.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Perfect.
There we go. All righty. So,
And introduce the other folks.
yeah, and then we'll just go around. And here, let me, more of the audio's on. Well, we'll just unplug. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. Today at today's event, actually, I'm doing a workshop about collecting your own hometown ghost stories. And we'll be giving that workshop a few times this year. But it's relevant because as Storytellers of San Diego, we've been submitting for different regional grants. A lot of towns like Santa Rosa, I've heard mentioned that Santa Rosa gave a local grant. A lot of towns have their own local grants for cultural things like storytelling, and for collecting local stories. So this workshop is about how you can do that anywhere in whatever town you're in. And that's what we did with Chula Vista with the generous grant from the Jenny Educational Foundation. And anyone can replicate that too, just collecting your local lore, history, stories. It's always an exciting thing to do. So we're in the process, and I'm glad that Nick mentioned this publicity and the need for expertise in that too, because hopefully if we get enough grants from different towns in the San Diego area, hopefully we'll have the very positive problem of not having enough people to tell all these stories and go to all these events. Very good problem to have. And we'll need to do some outreach and grow our own membership of storytellers. So it's good to know different ways to do that. Really good to need that. Shall I pass the computer around?
Sure. Hi, I'm Nick Smith. A lot of you don't know me, but the thing that I was saying about publicity came from a couple of things that came up recently. The Inland Valley Storytellers actually came up with something that we're experimenting with in a couple of weeks. We're going to be telling stories at the Los Angeles County Fair as part of a section on farming and plants and animals, and we're going to be having some fun with that and seeing how that the response is. See, hopefully that'll give us some new ideas for ways to do things. Yep.
Good morning. I'm OJ Mozon, and I don't have anything special coming up. Just always looking for opportunities to share stories and energize your life with hope, energy, love, healing.
Thank you so much.
A wonderful way. Thank you, OJ, for bringing that to our room. If there are no other questions, I will adjourn the meeting, and thank you again once again for coming. And we look forward to seeing you at the concert and in the future and at the Bay Area Storytelling Festival and wherever we can gather. Well, thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Should we tell them it's the same Zoom link?
Yay, thank you.
Yeah, same Zoom link for the Regional Gem concert that's coming up in